How are y'all? I'm not naked, I promise. I just came from the gym and I just did a extra workout when I got here. I had some boxing. I did boxing at the gym, and then I did what did I do? I did core, some leg work, little push-ups. Got me feeling, I was watching 19 Keys working out at the gym on his live, so I was like, he motivated me. He got me feeling a little inspired to go a little harder. I didn't do enough today, you know what I'm saying? So I had just went to eat a burrito, and I came back and I still did some core, like no excuses. So the purpose of this live, right, is basically because this entire week I've done so much. And I wanted to share, right, with everyone what I've been working on, what I've been doing, the things that I've learned this week that have helped push me further. And how I want to share my efficiency this week, the level of efficiency that I've put out this week is insane. So let's start by saying that everything changed for me, right? So the way that I make decisions, the way that I interact with people, the way that I think, the way that I spend my time, the things that I invest time in, right? And effort, the things that I give energy to, the things that I share, um, the intention behind everything that I do, right? So this entire week, so I started school on Monday on the January 12th of 2026 was my first day of school. Um to those who may concern, I am in school to um for a bachelor's in environmental sciences. Um I am soon to be a sustainability specialist, and then soon to be a permaculture and regenerative systems designer. Um, so with that said, I've learned, so I'm gonna get to that soon, okay? But let's just get to the basic part. So nonetheless, the school started. I've been getting early every day this week. I've been getting up at 6 in the morning, right? And I started watching Coffee with Keys. If you don't know what that is, that's basically that's 19 Keys. So I've been watching Coffee with Keys, and early in the morning, even on my off days, like today, I didn't even have school today. Like it's Sunday. Even yesterday, I woke up at 6 in the morning, 5:50, and I went up, grabbed my mushroom coffee, and I sat and I started watching the video. I started taking notes. So I'm a very good note taker. Like I really wanted to bring that up. Like I'm a great note taker. So after the live or the video is over, I like to reflect on what I read to make sure that I got everything right. Make sure if just to see if I have any misspelled words or if I left anything out. Just to reflect so my mind can rewire and remember everything that I wrote down, and to connect everything I wrote down to the video that I've watched, right? And immediately after that, I feel very like motivated, inspired, and honed right into doing the things that I want to do long term. Like my now, I attach my now to my future rather than thinking futuristic, but not kind of like ignoring the now. Because if you really want to be technical, there's no tomorrow without today, right? You have to exist today first. You have to live through today first before you can get to tomorrow. So that said, I do that, and then I get my day started. So if y'all don't know, I have a brand called World Fit. I'm going to school for environmental sciences to be a sustainability specialist, and after that, through sustainability specialist, I'm gonna be a I'm gonna say I am, because I already am. I'm a permaculture and regenerative systems designer. Okay, pro environment, pro world, global. I'm here to make an impact, right? So what helped me this week, basically getting up early, has and starting getting my mom stimulated early, getting out of bed early, starting my day early and attacking things that need to be done, right? Because I'm not a task driven person. I'm more of a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not even discipline. I'm a meaning first based person, right? So if something has meaning for me, then I'm going to give it my attention. If it doesn't, then my attention kind of like deflects and disengages, and it's just not productive. So I have my brand called I have a brand called World Fit, and I did in the description put my brand Instagram and website, so you guys go support that. I also recently launched the men's line. If y'all into fitness, working out, shop World Fit men's apparel and women's apparel, and become part of the movement, man. Support me in my entrepreneur journey. We're coming up on a year on January 25th, which is very, very exciting. So I appreciate. Hi, Diane. So that's what's going on. But basically, where do I begin? I've learned so much this week. I've done so much research. I've done so much. I've just absorbed so much information, right? But let's just begin with step one, okay? Let's just say that, hey, sister, I love you. I miss you. Let's just begin with my productivity, right? So I got rid of basically like distractions, anything that distracts me as far as like games. I don't play the game. I don't touch the game. I really don't even watch TV no more unless like it's in my schedule. Like if I didn't put that in my schedule to watch TV, it's not getting watched. Okay. If I didn't put it in my schedule to scroll on TikTok, it's not done, right? Like I don't doom scroll, I don't watch TV, I don't play the game. Like I try to maximize my time to the fullest. That way I can get everything completed. Again, I'm not task driven, but I am meaning first, right? Also, another thing that I've learned while watching 19 Keys, I learned a lot about time, right? And I've taken a lot of notes. So I'm not gonna go through everything with y'all right now because I don't want to like overwhelm y'all. But I do want to say that I learned about, first thing first, I learned what type of mind I have. So because I know how my mind works, I'm able to be more successful, to execute and get more things done, right? So that's called a personal OS, or personal operating system. I also have a cognitive resume. Like it's literally very, very descriptive. Okay, I'm gonna read y'all a little bit of my what's it called? A little bit of my personal OS here. Surely, I'm finna find it really quick. So I learned like my core functions, how my mind actually works. That way, because now I understand how my mind works, I know how to work around that or with it rather than against it. And I know how to build things around my mind, right? Something that OS is operating system. So let me read y'all my one-page operating system. Well, I'm not even gonna read everything on. I'm gonna touch the key points. So key points, the core function of my operating system. This is how my mind works. It says I operate best when my life is built around meaning, alignment, and long-term creation. I am here to recognize patterns, build systems, and turn insight into value over time. If there is no why, my energy disengages. So everything that I do has a why. Everything that I do has meaning. Everything that I do has a reasoning, right? And if I'm doing or engaging, spending energy on it, that means that it's for it aligns with my long-term goals, desires, aspirations, etc. Like even the way that I conversate with people, like this week alone, I realized that I'm not into small talk, point blank, period. Like DMing me not gonna work. Like I'm not finna respond. You add no value to my life, to my business, to my brand, to nothing, point blank. I'm not engaging with you. Okay, so I mind you, I love having conversations, but they have to have some context behind it. How my mind runs. This part I wrote, I think non-linearly. I process patterns instead of steps and operate across multiple aligned pursuits. Nothing about me is random. I am expansive by design, not scattered by flaw. A lot of people are coming in, so I just want to say hi. It all depends on who you surround yourself with. Yes, that's very true. Who you engage with, interact with, etc. All takes, it matters. So my decision filter, the way I say either yes or no to something, is based on my yeses are based on if the thing aligns with my values, if it compounds long term, if it has purpose, and if it supports who I am becoming, right? And my no's are attached to if the thing creates chaos, requires shrinking, if it's driven by pressure or lack of a clear why, right? Confusion is also a signal for me to pause and not push, to reflect and make sure that just kind of like assess the situation fully. My execution path, I go from thought to pattern, frameworks to system to value. I do not force ideas into action. I structure them into action becomes obvious if it feels heavy. The system, not me, right, needs redesign. So with that, what I mean by that is basically like I'm no longer forcing myself into something that I don't fit into, right? It's not, I'm no longer working against the current, right? I'm swimming with it. So if I feel like this just don't know, it's like confusion don't always mean you're stupid, right? Like if you just seem like to not be able to understand something, it doesn't mean that you're just slow, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're idiotic. It simply means that that's just not the way that your mind functions. Therefore, you're not going to align with it. Therefore, your mind is going to overexert itself, trying to fit into something that does not fit with it. Like it's kind of like taking a fish from the water onto land, expecting that fish to climb a tree just like a squirrel do, and then you looking at the fish like, damn, this fish stupid, it can't climb a tree. It's not its nature. It would never climb a tree. It was never meant to. So the fact that you took it, let's using you as the system example, you took the fish out of its environment, trying to force it to do something that it's not meant to do, and for you to call it stupid, you're kind of like delusional, right? It's kind of like a evil thing to do. You're gonna kill the fish. Essentially. Let's move on to the towards the end. So my question to you is, if you find yourself in a situation where you have to manage people, what do you do? That's a vague question. Can you elaborate more on it? Emotional operating rules. I feel deeply but process internally. Space restores clarity. Pressure creates shutdown. Boundaries protect my nervous system and my vision. I communicate directly and truthfully. Clarity over comfort. Purpose-driven conversations energize me. Small talk without intention drains me. That's what I said earlier about me not being into small talk without context. My non-negotiable part of my non-negotiable principles are everything must have a why. Like there's no if or buts. There's no going around that. There's no if there's no why, there's no reason for me to do anything. My gifts are a blueprint, right? Rarity creates value. My thoughts become my income. Tools exist to optimize my mind, not to replace it. Like let's say AI, for example. A lot of people use AI because they don't want to think, right? If I'm using AI, I'm using it to optimize my mind, not to replace my mind. Like I put my own thoughts in the description, and I would literally write a 2-page paper and send it to AI, right? Before I just say, hey, can you do this for me? No, I will write it myself and you optimize it. Okay, let's see if you came back with your question. You and the people you manage are on the same page.